Racist realtor. Refused to show a house to a black couple until she saw who they really were. She laughed and told them this neighborhood wasn't for people like them. But when she learned who they truly were, her world fell silent. The golden gates of Maplewood estates shimmered under the afternoon. Sun, a place where every house looked like it belonged in a movie. A young black couple, Daniel and Maya, pulled up in a sleek black SUV. They had worked for years to finally afford their dream home. Their excitement was visible. This wasn't just another house tour. This was the moment they'd waited their whole lives for. Standing at the entrance was Rebecca, a polished real estate agent with a perfect smile, the kind that hides judgment behind charm. When she saw the couple stepping out, her smile faltered for a second, just long enough to reveal what she really thought. "Can I help you?" she asked, her tone sweet but distant. "Yes," Maya said cheerfully. "We're here for the 3 p.m. showing the Harrington property." Rebecca blinked twice. "Oh, are you sure you're in the right place?" Daniel handed her the printed email confirmation. She glanced at it, and instead of apologizing, she gave a polite chuckle. "Oh, that's odd," she said. "This home isn't exactly in your range. It's one of the more exclusive listings here." Daniel frowned, sensing the weight behind her words. "We're aware. We'd still like to see it." Rebecca hesitated. "Well, the owner is very particular about who tours the property. You understand, right?" Maya's smile didn't fade. "No, I don't understand." There was a pause, the kind that stretches long enough to make everyone uncomfortable. Rebecca finally sighed. "Look, maybe I can show you something a little more realistic. There's a lovely starter home across town." Daniel's voice tightened. "We didn't ask for a starter home." But Rebecca had already stepped back, pretending to check her phone. "I'm sorry, the viewing's been canceled." As the couple stood there, silent and humiliated, a white convertible pulled up beside them. The driver, an older man in a tailored suit, looked curiously at the scene. Rebecca's tone suddenly shifted. "Mr. Harrington, I was just..." But the man raised his hand. "What's going on here?" Rebecca smiled nervously. "Oh, just a misunderstanding. They were..." Before she could finish, Mr. Harrington's eyes landed on Daniel and widened with recognition. He took a step forward and said words that made Rebecca's heart drop. "Daniel, Maya, you're finally here. I've been waiting to meet my new partners." The air froze. Rebecca's fake smile vanished. Daniel crossed his arms, his expression calm but cold. "Partners?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Mr. Harrington nodded. "Yes. They're the ones buying 3 properties in this community." The color drained from Rebecca's face, and for the first time she realized she had just humiliated the people who could change her entire career. The silence after Mr. Harrington's words was deafening. Rebecca blinked, her mouth slightly open, as if her brain refused to process what she'd just heard. "But partners?" she stammered, forcing a smile that trembled around the edges. Daniel didn't answer. He simply looked at her, not with anger, but with the calm of someone who didn't need to prove anything anymore. Maya's eyes, though, told another story. Quiet disappointment that cut deeper than rage. Mr. Harrington gestured toward the house. "Let's head in, shall we?" Rebecca froze. "Of course." "Yes, of course," she said quickly, grabbing the keys with shaking hands. She walked ahead, trying to compose herself, her heels clicking faster than usual on the marble path. As they entered the grand living room, sunlight streamed through tall glass windows, painting the room in warm gold. Rebecca began her usual pitch, her voice robotic now, her confidence cracked. This is the main hall. Italian marble flooring, original crown molding, imported chandeliers." "Beautiful," Maya interrupted softly, running her fingers along the wall. "You know, I used to dream about places like this." Rebecca forced a laugh. "Well, dreams do come true. Sometimes." Maya turned to her, eyes sharp. "Yes, especially when you work hard for them, not when you assume who deserves them." The words hit harder than Rebecca expected. Her smile faltered again. Mr. Harrington cleared his throat, breaking the tension. "Daniel and Maya aren't just buyers," he said casually. "They're investing in the entire community project. They're the reason we're rebuilding 3 blocks for inclusive housing." Rebecca's head snapped toward him. "Inclusive housing?" "Yes," Daniel replied finally, stepping closer. "For families who were told neighborhoods like this weren't for them." His tone was calm, but every word landed with quiet strength. Rebecca swallowed hard. "I didn't mean any disrespect. I was just doing your job," Maya asked gently, her tone laced with the kind of grace that exposes guilt without raising a voice. Maybe it's time that job included treating everyone the same. The air thickened again, not with anger, but with truth. Mr. Harrington smiled slightly. You'll be coordinating all future listings for them, Rebecca. Consider this your chance to learn. And maybe unlearn. She nodded quickly, her cheeks burning. Yes, sir. Of course. As they moved upstairs to view the rest of the property, Rebecca trailed behind, her clipboard trembling in her hands. Every step echoed with regret. Daniel paused halfway up the stairs and looked back at her. You know, he said quietly, we didn't come here to prove anything, but sometimes life does it for you. For a moment, Rebecca couldn't speak. The words lingered in the air, heavier than the silence that followed. Outside, the neighborhood glowed under the evening light. The same street that had rejected them hours ago now opened its doors in shame and awe, and as Maya looked back at the grand house, she whispered to herself, they thought we didn't belong here, but maybe we're here to change that. The next morning, the luxurious mansion gleamed under the soft sunlight, ready for another open house. The realtor, impeccably dressed in a crisp white suit, stood near the gate, scanning her guest list, her smile polished but fake. She had no idea what was about to unfold. A black luxury car pulled up quietly. Out stepped the same couple she had dismissed days ago, the ones she thought couldn't afford to be there. They walked with quiet confidence, their eyes calm but focused. Whispers filled the air from other agents nearby. The realtor's smile froze. Good morning, the wife said, her tone polite but firm. We have an appointment, the realtor stammered. I thought you… Yes, the husband interrupted softly. We were the couple you didn't want to show this property to. The silence was heavy. Even the birds seemed to stop chirping. Trying to recover her composure, the realtor forced a laugh. Oh, that must be some misunderstanding. Please, come in! They entered the mansion. Every corner was breathtaking marble floors, golden chandeliers, the kind of luxury that screamed power and money. The realtor walked them through the rooms, her words shaky but rehearsed. She spoke about imported furniture, heated floors, panoramic views, anything to cover her discomfort. But the husband wasn't listening to her pitch. He was quietly watching her, studying her expressions, the nervousness, the guilt. When they reached the final room, the master suite overlooking the city, he turned to her. How long have you been in this business? He asked calmly. Almost 12 years, she replied, confused. He nodded slowly. Then you must know what trust means in your profession, right? She blinked, unsure how to respond. He reached into his coat pocket and handed her a document. Because this property? It's already sold. Her face dropped. Sold? But how? He smiled faintly. We closed the deal yesterday, directly with the owner. For a moment, she just stood there frozen. The man continued. We bought it cash. The realtor's knees almost gave way. Everything around her, the glittering lights, the polished marble, the perfect illusion of success, began to feel empty. The wife stepped closer and said quietly, we didn't buy this house to prove you wrong. We bought it to remind people like you what real value looks like. And it's not skin deep. Tears welled in the realtor's eyes. The husband placed his business card on the marble counter. It read, Marcus Johnson, CEO, Horizon Innovations. The same couple she had dismissed were not only buyers, they were billionaires, owning one of the biggest tech firms in the country. The wife turned back one last time before leaving. Next time someone knocks on your door, make sure you open it with respect. As they walked out into the sunlight, the realtor stood in silence, her reflection in the glass door showing not a professional, but a lesson. Some deals are about money, others are about humanity. For days after that encounter, the realtor couldn't sleep. The image of Marcus and his wife standing in that marble hallway haunted her. Every smile she had faked, every assumption she had made, they all echoed in her mind like an unending apology she never said aloud. Her reputation began to crack too. Word spread through whispers, the top-selling realtor who turned away millionaires because of their skin color. Her phone, once buzzing with clients, now stayed silent. One morning, she sat alone in her office, staring at her reflection in the glass window. The same designer suit, the same glossy hair, but the confidence was gone. She remembered Marcus's words. Make sure you open the door with respect. That sentence kept replaying like a heartbeat. She pulled up her laptop and typed Horizon Innovations. The search results were endless articles, awards, interviews. She clicked one video. Marcus standing on a stage, accepting an award for creating inclusive technology for underserved schools. His message was simple yet piercing. Success isn't about what you sell, it's about what you stand for. Her eyes welled up. For the first time, she felt small, not because of money, but because of her mindset. Weeks later, an invitation arrived in her mail. It was from Horizon Innovations. The envelope shimmered silver with elegant lettering. Community Housing Initiative Gala for Realtors who believe in equal opportunity. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a personal note. We all make mistakes. What matters is what we do next. Marcus Johnson. The night of the event, she arrived nervously. The grand ballroom sparkled with chandeliers, laughter, and purpose. She saw Marcus and his wife across the room, graceful, radiant, and surrounded by people who admired them. Taking a deep breath, she walked over. Mr. Johnson? Mrs. Johnson, she said softly. I just wanted to say… Marcus smiled gently, interrupting her. You don't have to. You showed up. That's what matters. The wife nodded, her expression kind. We all learn lessons differently. Yours just came wrapped in marble walls. The realtor's eyes filled with tears. I was blind and I'm sorry. I judged what I didn't understand. Marcus extended his hand. Then start understanding. Work with us. She blinked. Work with you? He nodded. We're launching a housing program to promote diversity and equal opportunity in real estate. We could use someone who's learned the hard way. Her voice broke. I'd be honored. As the lights dimmed and applause filled the hall, the realtor finally smiled genuinely this time. The woman who once turned away a client now stood on a stage beside them, signing a partnership that would change thousands of lives. A slow montage played in her mind, the gate she refused to open, the words she regretted, and the hand she now held. Sometimes life doesn't punish us for our mistakes. It teaches us through the very people we once underestimated. And as she looked out over the audience, she realized something deeper. The real estate she had spent her life chasing was never about houses. It was about humanity.